I'm not to the point where I can do this when random people in big trucks drive by, so I'm gonna sign off and act like I'm just taking a picture of it. Okay. It's early on a Sunday morning. I'm visiting my parents down in Somerville, Texas. My dad asked for some pictures of the lake, so I took the drone up and I've been flying around, and I had no intention of talking to the camera this morning. I didn't brush my teeth. These are the clothes that I picked up off the ground so I could get out of the house. I always want to get up before the sun rises, and I never quite make it work, but I think I got some good shots and I'll show them to you as I'm talking. I made the choice to make a YouTube video every week. I don't even know exactly why I made it or when I made it. It just happened and I thought, well, I'm gonna go for it. I enjoy making these videos. I love connecting with you all, and every step along the way, it's been obvious that I need to keep doing it at least for a little while. But trying to make a video every week is a lot different than putting your best effort into one big project every month or 2 months or year. And I applaud those people, and maybe one day I'll do that. Sometimes I dream about making a short film of some kind, and I don't know if I'll ever get there, but it is a dream that I have in the back of my mind. So maybe I'll do that and make it a part of this channel. I don't know. But it's definitely a choice that I know limits what I can do in a week. But with this mindset of making quality and quantity, there comes a lot of issues that you have to work through. You have to know when something is done, and it's never quite good enough. It's never going to be. And I had to learn that a long time ago, that I never could get the tracks as good as I wanted them to be. In fact, when I first started, I was used to spending hours and hours and hours on songs that I wrote or produced for other people, spending days on the mix. And I realized fairly quickly in production music that wasn't happening. And I think that the quality of my music took a dip at the beginning, but the act of doing it every single day, it made me better, and I got faster, and I was able to get to the sounds that I wanted to quicker, and my mixes got faster, and I'm better now because I decided to discipline myself to write and write and write and finish and finish and finish. And so that's the way I look at these YouTube videos. They're never as good as I want, but I'm learning, okay, if I prepare a little bit more, like I should have prepared more for today than I did, if I prepare a little bit more at the beginning, then that'll make the shooting part go much faster. And if I work on my templates and work on my file management, do all that stuff ahead of time, well, that'll make the back end go faster. And I can shrink these times down to where I get quicker at getting the idea across each week that I want to get across. I'm confident this is always going to be a dilemma, always something I deal with. But for now, what I think I value the most is that I love learning stuff, and I feel like my learning curve every week is just going straight up. It's like every week I go into something new, I figure something else out that I didn't know the week before. And if I was just stuck on one project, I might not be making those advances. Now, I hope those advances come across in these videos. I think they do when I look back. I think what I'm doing now is better. You can be the judge of that. That picture right there, one of those guys is my grandfather, and that's LBJ. And in 1956, they went to Washington, D.C. and initiated the creation of Lake Somerville. So this lake exists because my grandfather and those men from this town went to have it made, because the river that I'll show you at some point was flooding the town so much they had to do something. But pretty cool. That's my grandfather. Never met him. From what I gather, he was a real man's man. Not sure what he would have thought of his grandson. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not really a man's man. I make YouTube videos and I play badminton 3 times a week. Shot 25 minutes of footage to get the 3 usable minutes, which, considering I didn't use a script, is actually an improvement. And unfortunately, I can't tell you where this quality threshold is because it's different for each and every one of us. We're all in different places in our journey as composers or filmmakers or whatever. So you got to compare yourself to yourself. And the only way you can do that is by building up a body of work where you can see the improvements, see where you are, get realistic expectations of what you need to learn. And then, because of the beauty of the internet, you can seek out those things and you can learn those individual elements that will help make you better and move you down the path towards getting where you want to be. I also want to discuss one of the difficulties that can also be a benefit to putting out a lot of material. When we create something and put it out into the world, every single time we worry about what other people think about it. If you don't, amazing. I applaud you. I think about it all the time. I got a couple negative comments recently on one of my videos, and I think about it all the time. Now, my option at that point is to get mad and angry and quit, or I can deal with the fact that it bothered me and move on to the next thing. And eventually you'll develop tougher skin. Now, actively putting out material leads to feedback, and you learn how to deal with feedback. And once you can kind of get a grasp on that, you're never going to beat it, but once you can kind of start to understand how you react, then you can move on. And now I don't care if you don't like a track of mine, because, well, one thing, I know that some of those really bad tracks that I've written have been used. And I know some of the videos that I made early on have got a lot of views. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. And that leads me to my last point is we're not always the best judge of what it is that we create. Now, we don't want to rely completely on other people's opinion, but I've done a lot of work that I wasn't happy about, but I put a bow on it and put it out there and found out it was very well received. And some things that I was very proud of, I realized maybe weren't as original or unique or whatever. And so by putting it out there, I was able to get some positive feedback that shaped who I am as a creator. And if I wasn't actively creating, I never would have got that feedback, and I'd probably still be in that same rut of writing a few ideas down, never quite finishing it, starting a new idea, never quite finishing it. And that doesn't lead anywhere. I had to find that balance between making a lot quantity and making a lot of good stuff quality. And it was difficult to find. I missed the mark a lot, but eventually I found a rhythm and I got better. And I think that if you can find that mindset, if this is the world that you choose to enter into as a creator, then I think it'll help. That's all I got. See you next week.